Welcome to the Please Subscribe show. I have provided my QR PayPal. If you'd like to be a channel supporter, please do so. And enjoy this vlog about my werewolf screenplay called Grace, aka Werevlog. All right, we're getting Grace ready. I know I was on page 7, but I ended right on the Ozzy Osbourne song. So we're gonna do like a quick scan so everybody can read what I already have. You can pause on the screen, and we're just going to kind of scroll through the entire script while Linda gets dinner ready. We're having pizza tonight, so this is the whole script. So I'll be honest, it started off as a fighting film. I started hearing coyotes outside. So I thought, well, maybe this is a werewolf film. And so after about 30 pages, it just suddenly turns a sharp turn 10 years later. It's like a little mini Rocky at starting off, or maybe The Fighter with the one with Christian Bale and Mark Wahlberg, kind of a mixture between Rocky and that. It starts off kind of like that. And then after about 30 pages, it says 10 years later, and that's when all the werewolf stuff kind of just starts in the movie. There was a scene where they're in the museum and they're looking at a Roman painting about the thumbs up. It's also, well, it's actually a French painter about a Roman scene in the stadium, you know, when they used to do the fightings in the Colosseums and stuff. There's a painting that I think it's spelled P-O-L-L-I-C-E, the last name. Police or something like that. Anyway, whatever, however you say it. Anyway, that can fit into the werewolf movie because lycanthropy comes from a Greek myth the Romans took from the Greeks. So it would loosely fit in there. By far, it wouldn't be pretentious, you know, where everything kind of fits like it always does in every movie. You know, it doesn't have that kind of feel. This movie doesn't. Not everything fits. There's mysterious endings. There's dead ends, and I like it that way a little bit. You know, it's kind of natural and flows. Not everything loops around and makes perfect sense. Now there are a few fighting sequences toward the end which I haven't added. When they do the final attack to go and get Grace, they don't even know Rainey's the werewolf until the end, and that's something that you have to watch the movie to understand it. So there is a comic, kind of corny kind of aspect to it as well, which I think the werewolf movie sometimes has. Like American Werewolf in London has kind of a corny aspect to it. There's been a few other werewolf movies that have recently come out that have this kind of corny feel to it. You know, it could easily be a series. So actors that I've thought about while writing it, or of course, you know, Bradley Cooper, St. Patty the Great. I wanted to play Grace, so I'd have to get a little bit fit. But this is Grace in retirement, you know. We could always shoot the last sequence first, too, whenever it starts off 10 years before. So he's been retired for 10 years. So he's got a little bit of a gut. He's a little chubby, not as much muscle tone. And he was about the size of like someone like Hoist Gracie or something. He wasn't like a big fighter. He wasn't like Shamrock, who St. Patty the Great is, you know. Also, I thought of Jim Carrey. So Jim Carrey, the comedic actor, for Tim Berry in The Feed Store. Wallace Shawn, thought of him as the feed store owner. Mr. Walnut. Shaw Walnut is the character's name. Of course, Gerald Oldman III was written for Gary Oldman. So I thought of Gary Oldman for this, and that's who I'd offer it to. He's one of the leads. And then John Blacksmith, I just thought someone like Post Malone or someone kind of hip, someone that could get away with a silver grill. I don't even know if I put down a silver grill in the script, but he's kind of a Portlandia kind of character. He's kind of crazy, spooky. He's a little bit kind of scary and funny. He's got long dreads. He would wear like grunge clothing, you know, maybe like a Nirvana shirt or something. He's also a hacker, and he's great assistance to the spy with supernatural element. And also what I was thinking too was if the fighting sequences are too long in the beginning, we can always trim that down in the editor. It's better to have a little more than less. So we're going to get into that. You're going to go like, God, this is weird. This is like a werewolf movie. Now, after the first 30 pages, it does start hinting like a werewolf movie. You never see the werewolf. You only see the shadow of the werewolf until the very end. You know, and then you realize who the werewolf is. And it could easily be a comedy. It could easily be a horror. I think it's a horror comedy with some drama aspects to it. It's kind of a little bit of a dramedy horror. There's the paramedic scene, and then this would be the end right here. All right. It's my information. If you want to email me, talk about Werevlog. It's also called Grace, okay? And then we're going to go up from page 7 because we left from page 7 last time. And that's the only full scroll I'm going to do through it the entire time. So if you don't catch it on this one, it'll be called Full Scroll of Early Draft of Grace, aka Werevlog. And we're going to start right here with Ozzy Osbourne. This is a scene where he gets into the hearse. This is Grim Vlogger. Now, I did write this thinking of Grim Life Collective. Michael and Jessica, I think that's who are in it. And I'm sending this to them because I think they're really good with handling scripts, especially horror, especially werewolf. If it was a vampire one, which the sequel may have some vampires in it, they will get a copy of that too. But anyway. So Grim Vlogger makes it to the hearse and opens the driver's side door and dives in. He starts the ignition and the radio begins to play Crazy Train by Ozzy Osbourne. So he turns on the ignition and it's already at the beginning of Crazy Train. So this next segment is with Crazy Train. And we're going to stop here and then start on page 7. All right. So me reading it right then, it turned it around. So when I started reading it, I started thinking, okay, hang on. Yeah, just give me a second. I started reading it and I thought, okay, this is something. The fight sequences will go by pretty quick. So they may not even be the first 30 minutes. And I like them so far. I like the fight sequences in the beginning. There's something, I think, original. I think there's a bit of originality. There's never like nothing. There's nothing new under the sun when you're writing. But then again, it's your personality that gets put on there. I see some of my personality on this. So I'm starting to like it. It is kind of all over the place, which I kind of like too. For some reason, I think it has the potential to be very entertaining. So these things can take off. It took a lot of work to write it. I think I've been working on it for 3 years. Because I was definitely when I started working on this, I was in Carrollton at the Mansions at Sunset Ridge. So that was probably close to around 2020. So I've been toying with this script right here for 3 years, off and on. So it'd be a shame not to vlog it. So we are going to vlog the entire thing. We are going to print it out and we are going to send it out. I'm going to send it. I think I want Grim Life to have a copy, at least one hard copy of it, because I based 2 of the characters on them, and that's what I'm going to write in a little message on top of the script saying I based the I based the Gothic Vlogger and Vlogpire on YouTube, is what I'm going to say, and see what they think. At least they'll have a copy of it, so it'll be a gift, because they asked people to send them things to their P.O. box. So I will send it to them, and I haven't printed out a script in a while. So I think this one's worthy for printing. And we'll be doing that at the end of October, hopefully. And hopefully I might have some cool fighting sequences towards the end. Just some stuff. What I've been doing, I'm going to explore this because this is a vlog too, is I'm trying to think of interesting things to go with when they start to make their final attack. Or it's when Gerald and John Blacksmith start to creep up a second time. They already got in trouble with the law. They're already told not to go around their place. They're given like a criminal trespass in a way or whatever. Grace, threatened to kill them because Grace is kind of. What happens is Grace is kind of a cool guy, and you kind of look up to him. But when Gerald comes in, and when he hooks up with John Blacksmith, they become kind of the hero of the movie. Those 2 characters do. They come in and kind of steal the show. And so you find this thing where you're like, oh, this guy's a great hero. And then later on, you're like, this guy's kind of mean because he kicks them off their property and things like that. So there's an arc character in there's a character arc in Grace as well with Grace Lippin. But when Gerald comes in and he has John, that they really are kind of the heroes, because they're investigating to see if this guy's really a werewolf, and he's not. You find out in the end that he's not. It's actually Rainey. The script's kind of about some other things, but I think that's kind of an interesting aspect of it too, of those two things, because they go after them, and so it becomes kind of a venture in spying, and and then them using this, like tapping into their monitoring system or tapping into their home automation, and watching them, kind of thing. Anyway, so that's me doing some commentary on Grace, aka Werevlog. And also another thing I like too about it too, I sent it out a synopsis to one of my friends today, is that everyone has their own vlog. So that's why I think it would make a good series, is that there's this aspect of it to where every character privately has their own vlog that they're doing, and that's where it comes in as kind of a comedy. Because Grace has his vlog, St. Patty the Great has a vlog, or at least talks about it. I don't know if you see his vlog, but they at least maybe mention it, or I can throw it in there later. Let's see, it's Shaw Walnut has his own vlog about the feed store, and it's kind of a commentary on vlogging. Is kind of what I would say it is. It is a werewolf movie, but it brings in like vlogging, and then like a lot of the people that are vloggers end up getting killed. Like the Favor driver, he's driving this Favor truck, and he has his own vlog, I think, about the show, or about his own show, his own life. I don't know for sure if I put that in the script. We'll find out. But it's always something I could add if I end up getting to direct it, or wherever it ends up going. All right.